All right, I'm live. Okay, hold on. This is like my camera's a little blurry, and I don't know why. Why are you blurry? Okay, it's not that bad. Anyway, I'm live. This is the Patron live stream for May, and whoops, I've got shit everywhere. My desk is just stuff rolling for fucking days. I've got my iPad, I have a snack, I have some blackberry muffins that I made, which I probably shouldn't be eating whilst I am on the iPad, but it's one of those days where I'm just fitting in what I can when I can. Anyway, sorry for the ASMR. All right, so today I'm going to be doing, I have a half an hour. In this half an hour, I'm going to be creating a lettered quote to explaining my process, and then you guys can have this as a bonus download when I'm done. All right? Let's move all my shit over. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is tell you what the quote is. Let me write it down so I don't, even though I know it by heart, I want to write it down anyway, so I'm keeping an eye on it when I'm doing this. So it is actually a quote from Rent. I used it in the podcast that went up on Monday. And during Go Wild. Jonathan, it's with an A. Jonathan Larson. All right, so it's forget regret or life is yours to miss. So that's the quote. And the goal is to go from this to a finished piece of something that can be printed or used wherever. I'm going to bite a little bit more of this. I heated it up in the microwave and put butter on it. All right. So the first thing I want to do is think about kind of where I want this to go. And I'm working on the iPad. If you were doing this with like paper and pencil, this would be like your initial sketch. So I'm going to actually pull out a technical pencil, and I'm going to kind of sketch what I think I want. Now I think I want it to be in kind of a square. So I'm going to just kind of draw. I'm going to kind of draw a square. It's not a perfect square. I don't want the square to actually be a thing. I don't want like it to be lettered in a square, but I want it to be kind of within a square. Like you could do this if you wanted to do like lettering inside of a heart. You could do the heart and then write your lettering and then erase the heart, and it would be in the shape of a heart, but it would not be, but you wouldn't actually see the lines around a heart. So I'm gonna, I just kind of want to keep it in sort of this situation. So I'm going to move this, sort of make it as centered as I can. It's not really a good square, but whatever, it'll do. All right, so that's about where I want to put everything. So I'm just kind of sketching this in to begin with. Now, looking at the actual word, the words I have here, forget regret, or life is yours to miss. So forget regret kind of I want to be a little bit emphasized, and then maybe to miss. Or and is, and maybe to will be kind of the smallest words. Hey, Megan. Hey, Nikki. I'm so glad you're here as a patron. Yay, new patrons. I've just been rambling. People haven't shown up yet. I mean, now you guys have, but like in the beginning, people hadn't gotten in here yet. Until I was like talking to myself, because that's how I live my life. Okay, chowing down on my muffins. Anyway, hey, Deb. So, I kind of want it to do like a, this is actually kind of the mode I want to go. So I want kind of a square, but I want it to kind of go in like a curvy way. So what I'm going to do is kind of draw in some guidelines. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to keep them all exactly on this curve, but I kind of want to sort of have them go in that direction. So this is all just sort of framing out where I want things. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Amy. Oh, you'll be singing Rent all day, Megan? Hell yeah. I was actually talking to somebody on Instagram DMs about Rent all morning, which is probably why this quote was the one in my head. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, now that I've got kind of this frame in here to sort of guide where I want to put the words, I'm going to add another layer. So again, if you're not working with the iPad, this could all just be in pencil and you could just work on top of it if you wanted to. And then at the end you can trace it or whatever the case may be. I'm just doing it this way because I'm only giving myself half an hour. And I'm only giving myself half an hour and this is faster. That's why I like using the iPad. There's a certain level of like scratchy awesomeness that happens when you work with like pen and paper with like analog tools that you lose with the iPad. But what you lose with the iPad, you save in time. And so when you're on a time restraint, and that's where I'm at right now with a lot of the things I'm doing, the iPad makes things a lot faster. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you're... Yay, new patrons. I'm sorry if my belly is popping in. I'm like smushy as fuck. Okay, so like I said, forget, regret. Kind of want that. So maybe what I do here is do like forget. This is not any kind of lettering. Kind of here, maybe, along those lines. And then do like regret nice and big. Maybe with like some kind of an embellishment of some sort here. And then maybe some embellishment there. Forget, regret. I'm just experimenting. And then maybe smaller here, like, or, no, actually, do it like here, or, life is yours. Nope, I want them over more because I want to put 2 on there. Okay, let's try this again. Or life is there we go. Yours too. And then do miss in big cursive here of some sort. Again with some embellishments. Forget, regret, or life. And then here would be like Jonathan Larson. Make sure I spell that right. All right, so you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to just sort of figure out where things are gonna go. Now, ideally, I would like this to be bigger, this to be bigger, and then these all to be the same size, but a little bit smaller. So let's add another layer, and I'm gonna reduce the opacity of these 2. Just so it's easier for me to see what I'm doing. All right, so you got this. I'm gonna go to this top layer here, and we're gonna do this again, but we're gonna kind of work with what I was looking at. And I'm thinking that actually, I've changed my mind. I want these to not be cursive. I want these to be some kind of like big letter, like this, regret, like that kind of letter. And then I want this to be cursive. And then this to be cursive. And then this to be cursive. And then these to just be like some simple printing. And then this to be some big lettering. I think that's going to be kind of the idea I'm going with. And again, I would not have really thought about that until I saw it kind of laid out. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to just sort of sketch in the basics, and then I might add some like a little bit of like fake embellishment around them to begin with, to kind of get an idea of where I want to put it. And then I'm going to go in and start doing the actual lettering, if that makes sense. So we'll start with forget. We'll do that kind of following this curve. And we'll keep the, that's not a good, I want this. Something like that. I'm not liking how these T's are crossing, but whatever. Okay. So there's forget. I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can get a bit of a better glimpse of what I'm doing here. And so then I want this regret to be big. I think I'll do the serif letters. Forget, regret. And I kind of want to put this inside of like a banner, not maybe like a full banner. Oops. But like a, kind of like a situation. I'm not sure yet. Something like that. I'll get there when I get there. And then we'll use some like, or life is, and this might have some arrows or something, or maybe like some, RJ, what the fuck? He just made some like weird, like situation, something like that. Something along those lines. Some kind of, hey Holly. Some like kind of swirly situations. I'm not sure what yet. Or life is actually, I want to move that over a bit. I should have just done that on its own layer, but I didn't because I wasn't thinking about it. That's not right either. Damn it. Right here. Let's do right. And then I want to do another set of these swirlies, but this time I kind of want to bring them in. Whoops. Like
it's Friday, a little bit past 8.
Whoa.
I'm starting out in the studio with a very exciting project.
That was weird. Somehow, my back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me at all?